We're coming to you from the Radford Studio Center lot in Studio City, right over the hill from Hollywood. This is the place where dreams are made, legends are born. We're getting the party started. Hello, welcome to the lot. I'm Kalina Estrinos, filling in for Suzanne Marques. And the new Super Mario Brothers movie invites audiences into an action-packed quest based on the popular Nintendo games. And the lot was at the premiere with some of the film stars. Take a look. You'll see them right here. Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Pratt, Seth Rogen, and the stars of the movie walked the red carpet at LA Regal Live in downtown LA, joined by Super Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto. And the lot's Suzanne Marques also sat down with the voices behind Mario, Luigi, and Toad, who were eager to talk about their new family film.
Go up!
Here we go!
While working underground to fix a water main, Brooklyn plumbers Mario and his brother Luigi are transported down a mysterious pipe and sent into a magical new world.
Come on, Mario!
Chris Pratt and Charlie Day play Mario and Luigi.
I'm repping for Luigi because I have a brother who always was Mario, so I had to be Luigi, and I love Luigi.
That happened to me too, yeah, but then we all have the same Luigi bond.
How much did you guys play the game? Because I was one of the people blowing on the cartridge when it would overheat to try to get it working again.
Oh, yeah. Man,
Is that what it was? Did it overheat or did it get dust in it?
I thought it was dust or something.
Dust, yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't even know if that worked. I think it was, I don't know. Maybe it was overheated. Maybe it was dust.
I think it might have been overheating.
Either way, blowing on it did help. Yeah. Years of my life, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. If you put the hours together,
it would be probably like 11 years.
10 to 11 years old is just Nintendo.
Gone. All Nintendo. I played this game so much that, I mean, I know every note of every background music through all of the games. I know all the secret spots. I know where all the secret power-ups are. I know all the tricks of the trade, the warp zones.
My army! Soon we will destroy the Mushroom Kingdom!
Mario's on a journey to save his brother from Bowser, voiced by Jack Black.
Koopas! Koopas! Whatever those things are! Aww. Yes!
They both voiced their scenes separately, but still had some charming chemistry.
I got a little emotional at the end. I really loved the bond between the two of you.
Thank you, Suzanne. Right. There's a really special moment there in the end when, well, I don't want to get spoiler, but let's just say
they have good chemistry. We, however, have such natural chemistry that we were able to do it at different times.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's just the process of these animated films and scheduling major superstars like Chris and myself.
Yeah, but it's nice to be able to talk about the movie and promote the movie together. That's been really really cool.
Coming through. Got a big adventure happening right now. Just clear a path for us. If I could just...
There you go.
Keegan-Michael Key voices Toad.
Everybody coming through! This guy's brother is going to die imminently! Out of the way, please! Just trying to clear a path. That's all I'm doing. He's gonna be fine.
What is it like doing animated characters? Because I am so used to seeing your face and your physicality in your roles.
Well, the thing about animated characters that I really, really enjoy is that when you, like, I'm looking in the background of your background right now and I see Toad with he's in his cat, like his cat power up. And yeah, right there. And I think what's interesting is a cartoon character is always more exaggerated than a regular human. So you really get to give it your all when you're in the booth because you have to match the look of the character with your voice. And you don't have to do that in regular acting. In regular acting, in fact, it's usually quite the opposite. You have to kind of pull back a little bit or maybe be a little subtler. So and I'm also very active and physical in the booth. But so I get to chew up the scenery a little bit more when I'm doing animated characters. You get to kind of overact it a bit.
Meow. Ah! Oh, I'm sorry. Now you die.
Oh, that movie looks so good. It totally takes you back to childhood. I love it. Cannot wait to see it. All right, next up, from award-winning director Ben Affleck, the film Air reveals the story between the unbelievable game-changing partnership between Michael Jordan and Nike. And the lot's Jamie Maggio has more on this.
1984 has been a tough year. Our sales are down, our growth is down.
Sonny, I brought you in here to grow the basketball business.
I absolutely love the movie. It was such a joy to watch from start to finish. Matt, I'll start with you. What was it about this story that you thought, we need to make this movie and I want to be a part of it?
Well, I think your reaction to it, that was the same reaction I had when I read the script. I loved the story. It was just this real feel-good underdog story, and you know, it didn't hurt the fact that Ben was directing it, and you know, and it was a chance for us to work together. But it really was the script that Alex wrote and just kind of captivated us. It's a great story.
I need the greatest basketball shoe that's ever been made.
Who's the player?
Michael Jordan.
Why do you think it's an important story to share?
History was made by a minority that brought other minorities and other people who never had a chance. But what it also did, it gave dreams to kids playing basketball or you know, tennis or whatever, that one person doing the right thing at the right time in life changes a lot of lives. Michael Jordan changed a lot of life, and they weren't all necessarily on the basketball court.
I find you players, and I feel it this time. Okay, it's risky. When you were selling sneakers out of the back of your Plymouth, that was risky. Don't change that now.
For a rookie,
yes,
who's never set foot on an NBA court.
That's the literal definition of rookie.
Why do you think this movie will appeal to the masses, to a much wider audience than, say, basketball fans?
I think Jordan in general was somebody who, even if you weren't, and I wasn't a huge basketball fan, but you would just stop. You'd freeze in your place and watch him and be in awe. I think he brought so many people to the game.
I'm willing to bet my career on one guy. My name's Sonny Vaccaro. I'm with Nike.
Do you typically make it a habit of showing up at people's front doors unannounced?
I don't like to take no for an answer.
Oh man, here we go.
The basketball part of it is kind of window dressing. It's really about an idea and rolling the dice and seeing if it works.
I believe in your son. I believe he's the future. And his story is gonna make us want to fly. But a shoe is just a shoe.
Until my son steps into it.
So excited to see Matt Damon and Ben Affleck together for that movie. It looks phenomenal. Now everyone is talking about this movie right behind me. The official trailer for the upcoming Barbie movie has arrived. It's directed by Greta Gerwig, and the first teaser paid homage to Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey. But now fans have a proper look at the dazzling world of Barbie Land.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Ken. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
Hi, Ken.
With the radio blast and goes cruising just as fast as she can now.
I thought I might stay over tonight.
Why?
Because we're girlfriend, boyfriend.
To do what?
I'm actually not sure.
Okay, ladies, let's do this.
Looks like a fun movie, and we are getting our first look at the A-list ensemble cast. We, of course, have Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. Will Ferrell plays the CEO of Mattel. Kate McKinnon, Michael Cera, America Ferrera, Issa Rae, and Simu Liu play fellow dolls in the movie as well. And along with the release of the trailer, we also got several character posters. And even though the plot of the film has been kept tightly under wraps, we are getting a tiny sneak peek on who these stars are playing. So pop superstar Dua Lipa, she's Barbie as a mermaid. Issa Rae is Barbie as president. And Helen Mirren is the narrator. And we're also getting a sex education reunion. 3 stars of the hit Netflix show all have roles in the film too, with Emma Mackey as Barbie with the Nobel Prize in Physics. And Ncuti Gatwa is a version of Ken, while Connor Swindells is, quote, like an intern or something. Barbie opens up in theaters July 21st. Now, in the meantime, people are really excited about this one too. Moana and her pet chicken, Hey Hey, and Maui are all setting sail and heading straight to the big screen once again, but this time in a live action version of Moana.
Dwayne Johnson went back to Hawaii to announce he's returning as the lovable demigod character that he voiced in the 2016 animated original. No word so far on who will play Moana, though. The action all takes place in ancient Polynesia as we follow Moana, a young girl who teams up with Maui on a mission to save the people from her village. Dwayne Johnson's character hits close to home.
When I bring Maui to life, I'm doing it in the spirit of my grandfather.
Now, the new version will join a growing slate of live-action remakes, including Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, and also Mulan. Well, Tiana Taylor stars in a touching new film that won the coveted Grand Jury Prize at the Sundance Film Festival. 1001 is about a mother and son struggling to beat the odds in 90s Harlem.
In 1001, Tiana Taylor plays a single mother trying to beat the odds and carve out a better life for herself and her 6-year-old son Terry in 1990s Harlem.
Just let me see your eyes so I know you're not mad at me. It definitely opened up my eyes in a whole different level and layer of appreciation for all the other women around me, including my mom, who was a single mom, you know, and to see how she had to navigate life and the sacrifices that she had to make for me to make sure I had a better life, you know. So I seen a lot of Inez within all of us.
Writer-director A.V. Rockwell set the film in a specific area and time period to celebrate the vibrancy of culture and resiliency of the people living in Harlem, despite the harshness of living in the city.
The movie starts in the 90s, but Harlem in the 80s and in the decades prior, it was really such a terrible time for that community, and we had just gotten out of the drug epidemic. So I think to see through the story of Inez and Terry how people were able to lift themselves up out of that and really find all these profound things, find that sense of home, find that sense of stability and family, and see the power of that. I think the movie really drives home the impact of what it means when the systems in place and the policies in place try to push people out and just knock them down right all over again.
All right, we're gonna go to Harlem, where I grew up at.
As we watch Terry grow up in the movie, the film bears witness to the changes over the years in New York City. Gentrification plays the antagonist, squeezing out the locals.
But most importantly, got to really dive into a lot of the things that I didn't understand when I was just Terry's age in that era, you know? So it was like a great lesson, eye-opener, great research, you know, to really start to understand and get a clear view of the things that was happening.
The Black community specifically, amongst other communities that have been marginalized and pushed out in the city, feels like we're being erased altogether in a number of ways, or at least there's an attempt to push us out. And so that's why I wanted to make sure that the movie anchored around Harlem specifically, because it means something not only to New Yorkers, but also just to Black identity and heritage.
To add to your list, that looks extremely powerful there. All right, let's get to this. The video game Tetris is the subject of a Cold War era thriller in theaters now and on Apple TV+. Rick Damigella reports.
It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. I played for 5 minutes. I still see falling blocks in my dreams.
Tetris, the movie, tells the story of how one of history's most popular video games made it out of Soviet-era Russia and onto Nintendo's Game Boy console.
Package it with Tetris.
Can you get us the rights?
Sometimes it's a sad and bitter, but very truthful story about the very important moment of my baby, of my game.
It's remarkable how much of this is actually true. We obviously had to embellish things in terms of, like, some of the car chases and stuff, you know, are more Hollywood than you would have imagined in the real story.
Where is my money?
This is insane. We can't protect you.
Sometimes you gotta forget the rules.
I did really stupid things. I got on a plane with a tourist visa and went to the Soviet Union and broke a bunch of laws. So I could have ended up in a gulag.
All the stuff about him going to Moscow and being there at the same time as the Maxwells and the KGB getting involved and, you know, getting threatened and this stuff is all true.
They're lying. Everybody's lying.
Go home. The cavalry is coming.
We don't have time.
Leveling up in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
How did you get it to do that?
I think he likes me.
A new hero is coming to the DC universe. The trailer for the Blue Beetle movie just dropped just yesterday, and the trailer features a recent college graduate, Jaime Reyes, who suddenly has superpowers after he picks up an alien scarab. This is DC's very first film featuring a Latino superhero. Blue Beetle flies into theaters in August. And when we come back, we meet the cast of Grease: Rise of the Pink Ladies, streaming only on Paramount+. Stick with us. Welcome back to The Lot. Grease: Rise of the Pink Ladies is a prequel set 4 years before the original film, and these ladies are giving audiences all the feels with this blast from the past.
Grease is the word. Grease: The Rise of the Pink Ladies is Grease, Glee, and West Side Story all rolled into one for this generation. Let's meet the teens of Rydell High.
My character is Jane Facciano. She's the freshly almost new girl in school. She's already had a year there, and she's trying to still figure out where she belongs, and while also not trying to conform at the same time as she realizes that that's a much more difficult task than she thought. And she's fighting all of these, these social dynamics and a little bit of rumors that are going around, and she confides in somebody that might be going through the same thing.
This is a life revolution, wrapped up in trouble, laced with confusion. What are we doing here?
I play Olivia Valdivinos, and she is in a very, very dark place at the beginning of the series, and she's kind of built this wall up because a lot of people have talked a lot of things about her the year before, and not very nice things. So she's kind of just has that wall up, and she doesn't want to be involved in anything anymore.
Grace is the word.
I play Cynthia Danowski, one of the Pink Ladies. She, in the beginning of the series, we find her with the T-Birds, hanging out with the T-Birds, who were established before the movie Grease. And she doesn't really find her place with them. And so she joins this other group, these other young people. They form a group together called the Pink Ladies, we know and love, all because they don't fit in for whatever reason. And all together they find a way to love themselves and love each other and love the others around them as well.
Girls, look! Light just released all the fall lines, and the silhouettes are to die for.
I'm Trisha. I play Nancy, who we find at the beginning of the series. She has friends, and everything seems to be going well, and then her friends get boyfriends, and she doesn't have one, and she doesn't want one. She likes being herself. She's ahead of her time in her thinking and in her fashion. She has a passion for fashion. She wants to get out of Rydell, and her friends don't want that. Her friends want her to assimilate just like the 50s.
Okay. We take the pressure and we throw away. Conventionality belongs to yesterday.
He told me exactly what you did to get that jacket.
I play a character named Susan. Susan is the head of the Socias. She is Little Miss Queen Bee. She is cunning, driven, and incredibly melodramatic. And at the beginning of our story, we meet Susan, where all the students are coming back from summer. Historically, Susan and Buddy dated for a very long time, and they broke up, and she finds out that Buddy has a new girlfriend, and she is not very happy about it. And she also goes up against the Pink Ladies. She stands for a lot of the old traditions at Rydell, but I think as the story goes on, you get to peel back the layers of Susan and find that who she puts on isn't maybe exactly who she is. She has a lot to learn from the Pinks, but I think that they could learn something from her as well.
Mm-hmm. Buddy Aldridge is best described as Susan's ex-boyfriend. No, Buddy Aldridge is the golden boy of Rydell High. He's the quarterback. He's the current class president. He's Mr. Popular. He has a huge heart, but he has a lot of lessons to learn along the way, a lot of which the Pink Ladies help him learn.
Yeah. And Hazel, sweet Hazel, is the new kid on the block. She's new to this town. She's new to Rydell High. Hazel is an observer. She's inquisitive. She's a science nerd. She's a debater. She's got a lot of thoughts and opinions, but Hazel is really trying to skate under the radar and not ruffle any feathers.
There are a lot of kids in Rydell who are sick of feeling like they're not welcome here.
I play Wally.
Wally is a soc at Rideau High, so he's considered one of the most popular kids there. He's like a star athlete at the school. He has a stunning cheerleader girlfriend named Rosemary. And from the outside looking in, his life does seem pretty perfect. But over the course of the season, you start to delve into his experience as being one of the only Black kids at Rydell.
I play Gil, one of the T-Birds. So Gil is always sort of up to no good and troublemaking. He's very weird and funny and goofy, and also very suave and cool and everything a T-Bird should be. And what's driving him? What a good question. I feel like he wants to escape. As the season progresses, we'll find out more about Gil, but he's kind of carrying a little bit more responsibility than a 16-year-old kid should.
When it comes to the infectious soundtrack and catchy choreography, the show infuses 1950s nostalgia with modern-day flair, with Lady Gaga and Selena Gomez songwriter Justin Tranter and RuPaul's Drag Race judge Jamal Sims.
I was so inspired and fought very hard for this job because I like the challenge, the sort of like fear of taking on a world that people love so much was exciting to me. But then by reading her pilot, I felt so safe because it's a new way into the world. It's a prequel.
We have like triple threats.
Yeah.
All 4 of them killing it. Like I was relieved because it really does make my job easier.
To act cool, to look cool, and to be cool.
And if you're a fan of the original, look for cameos by the original Girl Gang. Catch a ride with Grease, The Rise of the Pink Ladies, now on Paramount+.
The world's changing, boys.
I'm not going to be ignored, Dan.
Ooh, the new Paramount Plus series Fatal Attraction reimagines the iconic 1987 thriller. The series picks up 15 years after family man Dan Gallagher is convicted of murdering Alex Forrest following their brief yet obsessive affair. Now Dan works to reconnect with his family while searching for justice shortly after being freed. The series makes its debut on April 30th. Toni Collette and John Leguizamo star in a new streaming series on Prime Video, and it's about women evolving to have electric powers, and it's based on a best-selling book. Rick Damigella reports.
Today we have a story that's going to change the world.
This is in Nigeria, electricity coming out of their hands. All teenage girls?
Teenage girls evolve an ability to wield electricity in The Power, based on the New York Times best-selling novel.
There was one girl I'd say was a mutation, but it's hundreds and thousands.
The story is about inclusivity and equality and finding some kind of healthy balance. Having lived in a patriarchal world our entire existence, this really poses the question, what would it really be like if we actually lived in balance and there was equality?
What did you do?
The world as we know it may never be the same.
It talks about a lot of issues that are dear and close to my heart, which is, you know, women empowerment, because I'm a feminist, and seeing, especially because I have a daughter, and to see young women feeling strong and powerful and taking over their lives.
We got it because we needed it. There's a lot in this show that aligns with what's happening in our world. Therefore, I feel it's meaningful and important.
I didn't even realize that I was living in constant fear.
I want to see the world how you see it.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
So much to see, and when we come back, a country singer throws an impromptu concert for a teacher. Stick with us. Welcome back to The Lot. So artists love connecting with their fans, and this couldn't be more true than with country singer Elle King.
I love anyone who would go out of their way to do something kind for someone else.
All right, a letter from a high school senior in Oklahoma described the influence a particular teacher had on her and the rest of her peers, which grabbed Elle's attention. The letter praised Choteau High School Teacher of the Year, Kathy Welker Graham, who just so happens to have taught Elle as well. King decided to return to her old stomping grounds and give her a little praise in person.
She wrote a letter saying how you were Teacher of the Year and how impactful you've been on her life and how much you mean to the school and that you like my music.
I love your music and it speaks to so many of our girls.
was so sweet. It's so great seeing celebrities and artists give back in such great ways. All right, that's the wrap for you for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Kalina Estrino. Suzanne Marques will be back next time right here on The Lot. Have a great one.